All right. Sorry. I keep getting interrupted. I'm going to be talking about shooting, and I'm going to try to talk about it from the perspective of somebody who does not exclusively play 2K year round. There's a lot of content creators, people making videos. This is their game. They play 2K 3, 4 hours a day. And that's probably like a low day for them. On most days, they're probably playing like 6, 7 hours. You know what I mean? They get home from work at 4 or 5. They play till 10, 11 o'clock at night. They be no life in, and then they don't have nothing else. They don't really roam like that. Or if they're making videos, they're probably making stuff like every like news videos or whatever. They're not like actual regular people. And I'm gonna break down like a few different issues and things like that. So let's talk about the first issue. Let's talk about shooting. There's no reason why shooting should be as inconsistent as it is. One of the things that somebody talked about last year, and this was a great example, is that we don't get on this game to shoot like we're in a rec league. If we're going to make our builds and we're making them dominant in the 3 point percentage or in these different areas, we should be rewarded for that. The builder already punishes you and takes away like your strengths in other areas by making you worse in other areas. Why are you then double downing by saying like, okay, you put a 99.3 on. That's hypothetically. I think that's stupid if you do put a 99.3 in your build, but some people do. Why is it that you can't hit a wide open jump shot? For me, I'll just give you like a few examples. Like they're literally shooting about as consistently as I am, right? I'm like trying to take your little jump shots. You timing it the exact same way. It hits your head. Okay, now it's saying late. Like, how small is the green window? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm timing it, and I got mine's on normal reward, so that's why that white went in. Um, it's crazy. It's no reason why if I'm timing it the exact same way. And let me like pause and just take the jump shot. Like, and it's still not going. It's like it's just not going. Like for whatever reason right now. And this is why I don't take them like that. But I know my jump shot. I know it is that window. I know it is that window. And you can even see here, like I'm hitting the exact same. I built it so that it feels like a tri bucket, if that makes sense. Of like when you're flicking it, like when it cocks back, as soon as it cocks back, the moment it goes forward, like it just feels organic to release. So I know that's my my window. Like I'm not crazy. I'm doing it the exact same way, and it's still not there. So that's one thing. Let's just think about like the population of 2K, right? You got kids playing that don't have as much dexterity as possible, right? That are already playing a game that is expensive. You got old folks. You got people my age playing. You got people that have like other lives. To be automatic on this game, like they basically it feels like it's comp of what comp like was supposed to be. And I'm not trying to be like, ooh, like everybody need to be Klay Thompson or Steph Curry. No, but like if you put a 83 ball on your stretch, or if you put a 93 ball on your stretch, you should have an easier time greening than what currently is implemented in the game. And I shouldn't have friends that like, okay, we're hooping and we want to play, and they're discouraged from even taking a shot because they don't want to feel like a liability. And that's not because they don't know their timing, it's that they're dealing with a whole host of issues that are compounding on each other that make it worse. You got delay issues. That's the number one thing, right? And not even here, the shot, the shooting here in my career is slightly different than when I go into the actual career game. Because when I go on like the shoot around, I have an easier time shooting on Hall of Fame than I do like here. I don't know what it is. If it's like different, if the sliders is easier for Hall of Fame, like it feels like it for me. It feels like it for me, legitimately. Don't try to go to park and then theater and then rec So you got 5 different areas where your jump shot is different, right? We ain't even talk about proving grounds, which is harder than like what we've already established. So you got 6 different game modes you might interact with that all have varying degrees of like it being earlier or like later or like closer to on time to like where your actual jump shot is. Then you got to like have different jump shots for different builds. So if I had like my small guard versus my big has a different jump shot. There, I typically try to hit it to where like you touch the head, release. Like I try to just keep that motion so I know exactly where my green window is, and I have literally pushed it up and down, and that's just like that is literally the set point for those particular jump shots. Now, let's talk about last year, the lies in the green window. So we talked about the green window at least seemingly existing, right? Let's just go here to like the put it on high risk, high reward or whatever, right? I could sit here and try to green these shots, and I know my timing is 100%. Like I know my timing is automatic, and there I know it's automatic. I know what the green window is. I know it. I'm not freaking off. Even that actually pissed me off because I did release it early, and I know if you see it was like a little hitch in between when he took the jump shot. All I'm gonna say is this, right? You could see like I can make my shots pretty consistently. Is this representative of like rec and like theater? No, but like when you get into the flow, it kind of feels like okay, you can kind of hit it. The issue though is when you deal with so many different delay issues, I will outright refuse to take a shot unless it is like blatantly wide open. Unless somebody like is just like egregious. And if I am penalized for taking a wide open jump shot and then and for what I perceive is my green window and for it to be off a little bit is infuriating. Especially when like you're a casual player. I can't afford to like sit here 3 4 hours a day, play this one game. Then even like before you even get in the game, you have to warm up. You can't just like hop in and just be like, "Hey, yo, boys, like I'm good. I'm." That's for the people that can do that. That's all they play. Of course, you could sit there and do that with your boys because you have nothing else better to do, right? Think about all the people, right? You playing this game, even like me, right? I don't have like the best like finger dexterity, like my thumbs and stuff like that, like pulling it back. Like I could time it, and it's there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's off. But like for whatever reason, and I noticed that like if depending on where I press on the actual like button of the controller, if you can actually see that, like if I hit the edge versus the center, or like anywhere like the time in which it releases it feels like a microsecond, but like literally it's not. It's like it's long enough to where it can actually impact your jump shot. So you dealing with that, you dealing with that, you dealing with the delays, you dealing with the jump shot, you dealing with the catch animations that you just saw where it's like a glitch and you gotta like figure it out. You like it shouldn't be that intimidating to shoot. And like as a big, I'm just trying to speak from the big's perspective. You have to deal with these small ass guards that can't create for themselves. That are ass. They have all these ball handling attributes and all these 3 points, and they brick in. They go on 0 for 8, and I'm the center, and I'm shooting better than them, and I have to deal with being a liability, or even worse, dealing with them as a liability because they can't hit their shots. And cool, like okay, a lot of people can't hit their shots, right? You might feel that way, but then you deal with a situation where like you might have one person on the other team that is like they know like this is all they play. And if you don't have somebody on your team that's like that can actually like hit all of these shots, they can create, that understands basketball IQ, it's you sitting in rec, you basically wasting your 30 minutes because you know you're gonna lose the game. You're not gonna get a very good like score out of it. They're not gonna be playing good defense. It's like it's the defense already is so freaking good this year. Let them shoot. Let them shoot. I'm like, I should get punished if I'm a big and I have and my guard can't guard his person and they slash into the paint. If the guard can't is trying to protect the paint and overcommits and they step back and they hit a three, they should be rewarded for that play. It shouldn't be like a dribble guy like 30, but that even that exists. And these people with the dribble guys, like they have full teams built around them. This is not the average person. The average person is not coming in here with freaking like glitching freaking dribbles. Like it's not happening. And if it is, like even with like a little bit easier of a shooting with proper defense, it's not going to be a problem. It's really not. And I'm not somebody who complain or who's going to complain like, oh, it's the same game every year. I do feel like that they have implemented different changes to varying degrees of success. The shooting every year, though, whenever they try to like make it match the NBA percentage, that's when they fuck up the game. Like it's annoying. It is legitimately annoying because I know I'm not mistiming my shot. And I think that more than anything is the infuriating part of like, I know I am timing my shot correctly. I know I am hitting the green window that I have put for myself. I have taken hundreds, if not thousands of these shots by now. I know when it is going to green. And so for me to like time it the same way and for it to green sometimes and for it to not, that is frustrating. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, they're going to probably fix it anyway at some point and make it easier. Then people are going to make more builds. So it is what it is.